What is up, Watch fam? I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and welcome to Rant&h. Happy Monday. Today we're going to be talking about an Omega release, an Omega recent release, a recent Omega release, and why I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the best releases from any company in a long time, and I really am very passionate about getting on camera right now and kind of telling you guys why I'm so excited about this. Before we do so, quick wristwatch check. I am wearing a Patek Philippe reference 3537. This is an amazing watch. Yellow gold case, a crazy blue sunburst dial. It's a favorite. I mean, this is just the bottom line, a favorite. For someone who loves dress watches and then like really esoteric, kind of like funky things, this has you kind of both those worlds there. So this was amazing. This is an amazing watch to own. It's got an original Patek Philippe strap as well. I mean, how cool is that? Anyway, that's it. This watch was available in the watch shop at theoandharris.com, but it has sold. So it's no longer available. But check out the watch shop regularly to see what's going on. Tomorrow we have 5 new, I mean, incredible vintage watches hitting theoandharris.com tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So that's it. Check them out. Let's get into today's episode. Okay, so Baselworld wasn't that great. I really didn't like most of the releases, and I gave a lot of people shit that they deserved. But one thing happened that I have to talk about and give a lot of credit to. Omega. They released 2 new Railmasters, and I'll talk about both of them, one of them much longer than the other one, but both of them to start off with. One, they reissued the original Railmaster from 57, basically exactly the way it was originally, sold. They released it in Omega like trilogy set, as well as sold separately. They were affordable, they were beautiful. These watches really were stunning watches that I would own myself. My major criticism was, for $7,000, apart from the beauty of the watch and the quality of build, there was nothing else. There was really nothing else. There was no, development. There was nothing new, nothing fresh. I mean, it was great that they made it, and I would wear it, and I'd own it, and I'd recommend it, but I'm not going to commend you for reissuing a watch, really. It was a layup, and it's been begged for years, and it happened. So that's my opinion on that watch. So considering that I hold Omega to such a high standard, I said, beautiful, but I want more from you. You have to do better. You have to, release other things that break ground a little bit, that are interesting, that show that your, design process and your research and development process is better. And they did. I just didn't see it as quickly as I saw the other Railmaster. So today we're going to talk about the newest Omega Railmaster. This is a new take. I mean, a really, really new and fresh take, which really, frankly, has little aesthetically to do with the original Railmaster, but it makes perfect sense. I mean, it pays perfect respect to the original model, but it's a new model, and that's so refreshing that the new models of a watch don't have to just be slightly edited versions of the original. I love this. Starting from the case, I think it looks beefy. It's got these twisted lugs. It just looks like a beautiful steel case with obviously great finishing and design. So the case lays a very solid, possibly irrelevant to the old Railmaster, foundation for what comes next. Onto the dial, made of steel and finished with a beautiful brushed finish. Is stunning. I love texture. I'm a huge texture guy in everything from fashion, into watches and really anything, homes, everything. I'm a big texture guy. So this watch to me with this dial is stunning. It's not blatant. It's not obvious. It's not like the Grande Tapisserie from Audemars Piguet. It's just subtle and gradient, and I really do love it. It comes in 2 dial colors. One is like a dark gray, almost black, and the other is a silver. Both are extremely beautiful. This watch has faux patina, and there's no way of not acknowledging that. I am a fan of faux patina. I have no problem with it. In my opinion, the decision to use faux patina is extremely logical. In my opinion, it is based not in the idea of trying to steal from vintage or give a very old look. I think that might be a part of it. But for me, it's based in having an aesthetic that is a little bit less abrupt. Very sharp white indices on this watch would disrupt a lot of just the smoothness that the faux patina yields. So I think from a strictly just color and aesthetic standpoint, in many cases, including this one, I'm a big fan. Moving on, I think the handset is beautiful. It's not too dramatic, but it has cool like sword detail. And the lollipop seconds are great. Aesthetically, this is a wonderful watch. Even a small kind of crosshair dial. I love the way the indices point in. And then finally, really the highlight of the entire watch, and then finally, this watch is backed by the coaxial master chronometer movement. This movement, which was developed by George Daniels and then acquired by Omega. By the way, George Daniels is a huge Omega fan. He wears an Omega chronograph, 321, for his personal watch. which is hysterical because he's George Daniels. And if you don't know anything about him, please look him up on the internet. I'll even do a video separately. Very, incredible watchmaker. What people most appreciate about these movements are, yes, the finishing and the aesthetic, but I think the function that is most appreciated is this really newly developed escapement that reduces friction and yields a longer lasting, kind of health of movement. Less friction, longer lasting. Omega condoms. It kind of sounds like that, but it's true. These watches won't need the service and won't have the same internal damage as other competing watches, which to me is a massive selling point. One of the best mass-produced movements in the world. Being a Railmaster, it is anti-magnetic. Some people say even, I think, 100 to 200 times what the Air King is. That's huge. That's almost embarrassing for Rolex. The fact that Omega powered this watch, a very pretty watch, with a movement equally as, I think, substantive and important, is super impressive. That's it. I don't want to make this any more complicated than it is. I love this watch. At 12.6 millimeters in thickness, it's probably too big. I would like to see a thinner version of this watch. I think it would just probably seem obviously less bulky and just a little bit more streamlined. And I can't wait to hear what the diameter size is. But the price, which is really the most impressive part here, at $4,900 on a strap and $51 on a bracelet is really incredible. Is it a lot of money? Yes. But it competes with, Rolex very directly. It not only competes in function, in daily function with the Submariner and with the Explorer and with the Oyster Perpetual, but in price, it kicks their ass. So it's really hard not to take a very serious look at this watch. In closing, thank you, Omega, for producing something that, is there room to grow maybe in case size or to shrink in case size? Yes. Yes, quite possibly. But damn, did you just put in thought and effort? And I don't know. I love this watch. It's getting a lot of criticism from other people apparently, but I really do love this watch. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching Rant&h. I hope I ranted enough about something positive for a change, so you guys don't think I'm also negative all the time. Thank you guys again for watching, and do not forget to check out the watch shop at theoandharris.com tomorrow morning. Yes, they will be vintage Omega.